What's up, Tactical Gamers? I usually don't bring you a Grey Zone Warfare video unless it's some pretty big news, and man, I have a banger for you in this one. It's no surprise, Grey Zone Warfare's dropped off pretty hard due to lack of optimization and content. But a few days ago, a bunch of us got to sit in a briefing room with Mara, the lead dev, to talk about not only the incoming wipe, but the 0.2 update and the roadmap moving forward. And it is an absolute game changer. Let's dive right into it. Fire in the hole! First up, it has been confirmed that the game will completely wipe every 6 months, meaning no progression will carry over. First wipe will be around September, but Mara kept tight lips on dates. Fresh wipes are a necessity in my eyes, and this keeps things fresh and exciting, giving everyone a level playing field twice a year. Plus, they've also announced that it's a 7-year plan leading up to the 1.0 full release. Do you guys think that's a little long for early access? I personally do. But you look at games like Tarkov, that's up to, 8 years or something, and still going. All right, now let's talk about the first major update, 0.2, which is packed with some pretty awesome features. Starting with the one we already know about, and that's the day-night cycle. Now, let me tell you, as to be expected with anything visual related in Grey Zone Warfare, it's absolutely stunning. I'd love to show you, but unfortunately, they're under embargo, but trust me, you are in for a treat when you see it. Now, what goes hand in hand with nighttime? Night vision gear. The initial NVG they will have in game is a single monocle reminiscent of the older models that I was used to back when I was in, except this time they'll only have white phos, which I only remember green. But sticking to the realism, they can cut out with bright lights, making enemies with torches super dangerous. And speaking of dangerous, there isn't many things more dangerous than a stoppage in a firefight, and that's where weapon durability comes in. Now, from a visual standpoint, this also looks fucking awesome. With rust, mud, and wear on rifles, once again, Grey Zone Warfare delivers with visuals. However, repairing and cleaning aren't in this update, but they'll come later, so once your weapon gets low on durability, it's time to spend up your hard-earned cash and get a new one. Now, new weapon attachments are coming with things like flashlights, lasers, and the ability to canter your weapon for point shooting with night aiming devices, which if you're doing night ops, it is a must-have. Now, everyone loves to get their hands on the new meta, so the new weapons coming in this 0.2 patch are the AK series, and more specifically, the AK-12 and AK-15 platforms. Now, so far, the biggest downfall of Grey Zone Warfare has been its optimization. With this update, there's a major focus on game and server optimization to tackle rubber banding and frame rate issues for lower end PCs. Now, economy in Grey Zone Warfare is fucking hot trash, so there will be some balancing coming in this patch, and he didn't tell us a lot on how they'll achieve this, but he did mention limited stock at vendors and other little tweaks. Now, another community hot topic is AI behavior. AI will be more relaxed at night in these night cycles, and they'll receive general improvements based on the gathered data over the last 6 months or more since its release. Moving on from that, a new looting UI that shows where you shot the enemies coming in, giving you insight into your combat effectiveness. So now you can see the reason the AI took 20 rounds is because you are aiming at their fucking toes. Now, there are also some huge quality of life updates, such as stash sorting, stash searching, fuck that's hard to say, looting backpacks without picking them up, different keyboard layouts, and toggle keys are coming so you don't have to hold the buttons in anymore.
Negative. All birds are in the...
Now, did that give you PTSD? Because it sure as fuck is annoying to hear. But Mara is going to give you faster heli arrivals by having them come from all sides of the map and not having to travel the long route from your base. However, he won't be adding more helis as he still wants a punishing weight to fear dying that little bit more. And finally, faction patches. You will be able to differentiate between factions with arm patches. These will still be hard to see, so you'll still need to PID before shooting. Now, what about the roadmap and future updates? Well, Mara touched on some exciting things coming in future updates, so let's touch on updates 0.3, 0.4, and 0.5. Starting with update 0.3, which off the 6-month time frame will land us around March 2025. This will focus on lore with items like newspapers and logs to keep the storytelling important. Dragging down teammates will be brought in, which I can't wait for because I fucking love just doing it just for the immersion, even though I usually get shot trying to do it. There will be weapon and armor repair and cleaning coming into this update, and finally some streamer tools such as Twitch and in-game drops. Obviously, there will be more. These are just key points he touched on for the basic roadmap. Update 0.4 is the make or break in my eyes, as we will see skill system implementation, which although he didn't touch on how it will run in this briefing, he's previously said it will work on a certification system. So instead of doing a repetitive task to level up each skill, you'll sit a test, for example, a sniper test, and if you pass with a high enough grade, you'll get the corresponding skill upgrade like increased breath hold, longer stamina, less weapons sway, and stuff like that. Now, this to me is going to be amazing and rewards skill rather than repetitive grinding, and it's super unique, so it's adding a different perspective. Capturing FOBs will be implemented, so these will be little bases around the map and not your main FOB, where once you gain control, you can load in there and use these FOBs as a spawn point. They will also carry a unique vendor at these FOBs. This is going to encourage good PvP in these areas. And finally, the introduction of rogue PMC factions. So don't go team killing or you're out on your ass with no support. This will also encourage some pretty cool PvP, especially for streamers who can go rogue and have the servers hunting them for events and stuff. Now moving on to the last update he touched on, 0.5, and this is where we can expect to see weapon and item crafting with a workbench with possible hideout features. They weren't too sure how they're going to implement this, so stay tuned, and when we get more details, I'll get them to you. And finally, the introduction of the HK weapon platform, so hopefully we'll see HK 416s, M27s, and MP5s, plus a heap more. Now, a few important community questions that were answered were things like, will there be ground vehicles? No, there is no plans for land vehicles. They want players to explore on foot. This had me a little disappointed, as I personally thought it'd be a great way to explore, and vehicles allowed, so if you want to drive one around, be prepared to be ambushed, and when you get out at a camp, you alert the enemy, so I don't really think it's an advantage. Anyway, hopefully he changes his mind in the future. Console support is confirmed, but don't expect it for at least 7 years because he said he's not going to implement console support until the 1.0 release, which is a 7-year plan. Lastly, controller support was planned for the near future, but it's been pushed back due to work on balancing with aim assist and controller things. I have fucking no idea what they do with that, so I won't even try elaborate on that. That's all for today's update briefing. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more updates. Stay tactical, and I'll see you in the next one.